Hello and welcome students and viewers. We are discussing today about pharmaceutical additives, source of additives, chemical profile, application and its interaction. According to International Pharmaceutical Excipients Council IPEC, excipients is defined as the substances other than the active pharmaceutical ingredients in the finished dosage form which have been appropriately evaluated for safety and are included in a drug delivery system to either aid the processing or to aid manufacture, protect, support, enhance stability, bioavailability. Bioavailability means rate and extent of absorption of a drug from a dosage form or patient's acceptability, assist in product identification or enhance any other attributes of the overall safety and effectiveness of the drug delivery system. During storage or use. Classification of excipients. Excipients are classified on the basis of origin and on the basis of function. First one based on origin, animal source. Examples are lactose, gelatin, stearic acid, beeswax, honey, musk, lanolin, etc. Vegetable sources of additives. Examples starch, peppermint, turmeric, guar gum, acacia, etc. From mineral sources, examples are calcium phosphate, silica, talc, calamine, asbestos and kaolin, paraffin and etc. Synthetic sources, boric acid, saccharin, lactic acid, polyethylene glycol, polysorbates, povidone, etc. And next is excipient based on their function. First one is various excipients used in solid dosage form perform various functions like binders, diluents, lubricants, disintegrating agents, plasticizer, etc. Example, starch if used as binder, it is used as binder as well as disintegrating agents based on percentage. When it is used in 5% starch is used in formulation, it acts as a binder, but for tablets, whereas when it is used in dry form, it can work as disintegrants. Excipients for a liquid dosage form are solvents, co-solvents, emulsifying agents, buffers, antimicrobial agents, sweetening agents and flavors. Some excipients have therapeutic values. For example, anesthetic. Anesthetic means a reversible loss of sensation. Example is chloroform. pH modifiers. pH modifiers example is citric acid. Astringents. Astringents produce contraction on tissues or cell. They can precipitate protein. Carminative example is Del water. Carminative means agents. Carminatives are agents. They can use for expulsion of gases from body or they prevent formation of gas in gastrointestinal tract. Now, description of various types of additives used in dosage form design. First is diluents. Diluents are fillers designed to make up the required bulk of the dosage form when the drug dosage itself is inadequate to produce this bulk. They used in the production of tablets and capsules. Now, characteristics of diluents. Good filler, it should be good filler, should be inert, compatible with the other components of the formulation, non-hygroscopic, relatively cheap and tasteless or pleasant tasting. Examples are plant cellulose and diabasic calcium phosphate. Other examples of fillers include lactose, sucrose, glucose, mannitol, sorbitol, calcium carbonate and magnesium stearate. Disintegrating agents. Disintegrating agents are added to the drug formulations to facilitate dispersion or breakup of tablets and content of capsules into smaller particles when it come in contact with water in the gastrointestinal tract. Ideal properties of disintegrating agents. Good hydration capacity, it should have good hydration capacity, poor gel formation capacity. Examples are polyvinyl pyrrolidone, carboxymethyl cellulose, sodium starch glycolate, etc. Now binders. Binders hold the ingredients in a tablet together. Binders provide required mechanical strength to tablet and granules and provide volume to low dose tablets. Now ideal characteristics of binder. A binder should be compatible with other products of formulation and add sufficient cohesion to the powder material. Binders are classified according to their application. First one is solution binders are used to dissolve in a solvent like water or alcohol and can be used in weight granulation process. Example in this category: acacia, tragacanth, starch, sucrose, gelatin and various cellulose derivatives like polyvinyl pyrrolidone and polyethylene glycol. Now dry binders. Dry binders are added to the powder blend either after a weight granulation step or as part of a direct compression formula. Examples are methyl cellulose, polyvinyl pyrrolidone. Anti-adherents are agents, they prevent sticking mainly to the punch. Punch is a part of tablet punching machine. Actually tablet punching machine consists of three parts, basically three parts: hopper, die and punch. Examples in this category: talcum, cornstarch, magnesium stearate can be used as anti-adherents. Now lubricants. Lubricants prevent clumping of ingredients together and sticking of the material from tablet punches or capsule filling machine. Lubricants help in formation and ejection by low friction between the tablet and die wall. Now types of lubricants. Hydrophilic lubricants, generally they are poor lubricants and no glidants or anti-adherent properties. Hydrophobic lubricants, most widely used lubricants in use today are of the hydrophobic category. Hydrophobic lubricants are generally good lubricants and are effective at low concentrations. Many lubricants of this category also have both lubricants and glidant properties. For these reasons, hydrophobic lubricants are used more frequently than hydrophilic compounds. Example of lubricants: polyethylene glycol, magnesium stearate, stearic acid and its derivatives. Now glidants. Function of glidants. Glidants are used to promote powder flow by reducing interparticle friction and cohesion. These are used in combination with lubricants because they cannot reduce the wall friction. Example in this category: fumed silica, talc and magnesium carbonate. Next, additive coating agent. Coating agents are used in the coating process is called coating agents. Coating is a process by which layer of coating material is applied to the surface of a dosage form. Now types of coating agents, three types of coating agents: film coating, sugar coating and third one is compression coating. Function of coating material: they produce protection of drug, masking of taste of drug, elegance appearance and for identification purpose. Example of coating agent: hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl cellulose. Next additive is preservatives. Preservatives commonly added in pharmaceutical products in order to prolong their shelf life. Ideal properties of preservatives: preservative protects the product against microbial proliferation but does not alter product performance. Exert a wide spectrum of antimicrobial activity. Wide spectrum means preservative should be active against a wide variety of microorganisms to protect our product in a low concentration. Next one property that preservative should possess: maintain activity throughout product shelf life and uses. Shelf life means a drug that has passed its shelf life might still be safe for consumption but its quality is no longer guaranteed. Not compromise the quality or performance of product. Next property: not adversely affect patient safety. Examples of preservative: methyl parabene, propyl parabenes, ethyl parabenes, benzoic acid and its salts, sorbic acid and its salts. Now next, antioxidants. An antioxidant is a molecule that inhibits the oxidation of other molecules. Oxidation is a chemical reaction that transfer electrons or hydrogen from a substance to an oxidizing agent. Ideal properties of antioxidants. Antioxidants should be effective at a low dose, stable at a low concentration, stable and effective under normal conditions, temperature and pH range. Soluble at the required concentration and compatible with a wide variety of drugs and pharmaceutical excipients, as well as free from objectionable odor and taste. Colorless in both the original and oxidized form. Non-toxic both internally as well as externally at the required concentration, and it should be economic and no reaction with containers or closures. Examples of antioxidants: BHT, that is butylated hydroxyl toluene, BHA, butylated hydroxyl anisole, sodium sulfite, ascorbic acid, etc. Sweetening agents. Sweetening agents are employed in liquid formulations for oral administration to increase the palatability of the drugs. The main sweetening agents employed in oral preparations are sucrose, liquid glucose, glycerol, sorbitol, saccharin sodium and aspartame. Aspartame and saccharin are artificial sweetening agents. Next one is flavoring agents. Flavoring agents are added to increase patient acceptance. Certain flavors used to mask bitter and sour taste sensation. Examples in this category: clove oil, citric acid syrup, glycerine, rose oil, orange oil, menthol, etc. The next additive is coloring agents. They impart color to the formulation. Types of coloring agents: natural and synthetic. Example of coloring agents like titanium dioxide, brilliant blue, indigo carmine, amaranth, etc. and other dyes which are also used as a coloring agent like FD and C and D and C dyes. All coloring agents must be approved and certified by FDA, that is Food Drug Administration. FD and C and D and C dyes are used in the tablet preparations. Next additive is solvents. A solvent is a substance that can dissolve a solute resulting in solution. A solvent is usually a liquid, but it can also be solid or a gas. Two types of solvent basically: polar and non-polar. Generally, polar solvent dissolve polar compounds best and non-polar solvent dissolves non-polar compounds best. Examples and uses of various types of solvents. Examples and uses of solvents. The first choice of a solvent is water, in which a drug is freely soluble, and water miscible solvents can be used to improve solubility and stability. Next is oils. Oils are also used as solvent for emulsion for intramuscular injections. Aqueous methanol is widely used as standard solvent in sample extraction. Other non-aqueous solvents are glycerol, propylene glycol, ethanol, generally used for lipophilic drugs. Co-solvents. Next additive is co-solvents. Co-solvents are defined as water miscible organic solvents that are used in liquid formulations to increase the solubility of poorly water soluble substances as well as to enhance the chemical stability of a drug. The most widely used co-solvents are water ethanol blend. Properties of co-solvents. Co-solvents increases the solubility of a drug. It should not toxic or not irritating by oral or parenteral use. Other co-solvents are sorbitol, glycerol and propylene glycol. It should possess dielectric constant value between 25 and 80. Buffering agents. These are materials when dissolved in solvent help to resist any change in pH. The choice of suitable buffer depends on the pH, acid or alkali, and buffering capacity required. Now, characteristics of buffering agents. Buffering agents should be non-toxic, non-irritant, buffered at the range of pH 7.4 as the pH of the body is 7.4. Examples of buffering systems are based on carbonates, citrates, gluconates, lactates, phosphates or tartrates, etc. Viscosity imparting agents. Our next additive is viscosity imparting agents. These agents are used when it is desirable to increase or to decrease the viscosity of a liquid. They are also called thickening agents. Viscosity imparting agents are of two types, a viscosity modifier, second one is viscosity enhancer. Most commonly used viscosity imparting agents are hydroxyethyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, methyl cellulose, polyvinyl alcohol, polyvinyl pyrrolidone. Next additive is humectants. A humectant attracts and retains the moisture in the nearby air via absorption, drawing the water vapor into object's surface. Humectants absorb water vapor from atmosphere till a certain degree of dilution is obtained. Aqueous solutions of the humectants reduce the rate of moisture loss. Now, ideal properties of humectant. Humectant must absorb moisture from atmosphere and retain the same under the normal conditions of atmospheric humidity. It should be colorless. It should have good odor and taste. It should be non-toxic and non-irritant. It should be non-corrosive to packaging materials. It should not solidify under normal conditions and economic. Now, classification and example of humectants. There are three types of humectants: inorganic humectants, organic humectants and metal organic humectants. Inorganic humectants, example in this category is calcium carbonate. Metal organic humectants, example is sodium lactate. And organic humectants frequently used in cosmetic. They include polyhydric alcohols, they are esters and ethers. The most commonly used organic humectants are glycerol, ethylene glycol, polyethylene glycol, sorbitol, mannitol, diethylene glycol, triethylene glycol, propylene glycol. Next and very important additives is surfactants. Surfactants lower the surface tension between two liquids or between a liquid and a solid and increase the solubility. They are also known as surface active agents. Properties of surfactants or surface active agents. A surfactant contains a lipophilic region and a hydrophilic region, and both hydrophilic and lipophilic region must be balanced because both the region will be concentrated at an interface by which surface tension will be lowered. Now, types of surfactants. There are four types of surfactants based on the charge of the hydrophilic region. First one is anionic surfactant. Hydrophilic region is negatively charged, that is an anion. Example in this category, sodium lauryl sulfate. Next is cationic surfactant. Hydrophilic region is positively charged, that is a cation. Example in this category, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, also known as cetrimide. It is an effective antiseptic agent against bacteria and fungi. Next is non-toxic non-ionic surfactants. Non-ionic surfactants, example in this categories are twin AT, polysorbate AT. Polysorbate AT is an excipient that is used to stabilize aqueous formulations of medications for parenteral administration. Next one is amphoteric surfactants. Example in this category, lecithin. It acts as a wetting stabilizing agents, helps in emulsifications and encapsulation, and is a good dispersing agent. Next additive is chelating agents. Chelating agents are molecules that form complexes with the drug with more than one bond. Example, ethylene diamine is bidentate, ethylene diamine tetraestic acid EDTA, EDTA is hexadentate. Example and uses of chelating agents. First one is EDTA. EDTA is used for the estimation of metals ions. Next one is calcium disodium EDTA. It is used in the treatment of heavy metal poisoning mostly caused by lead. Now we will move towards conclusion. Hope you all have enjoyed the topic. Excipients play an important role in designing of any kind of dosage form. They not show pharmacological activity. Pharmacological activity means they cannot produce conformational changes in our body's receptors, but they help in formulation stability and absorption of dosage form. They must be evaluated for their safety and stability. The various excipients interactions like drug excipient interactions, excipient interactions and package excipient interactions may lead to a harmful product. So, it is needed to avoid the use of such kind of excipients in formulation. Interaction can be minimized by proper selection of excipients. Knowledge of their origin helps in selecting a suitable excipient. The safety assurance of excipients helps the formulator to design an effective and safe dosage form. Thus, for an excipient to be in a formulation, it must be highly stable, safe and efficacious, and it must comply with the expected performance in the formulation. Thank you students and viewers. Goodbye. Take care and keep studying.